Good evening. I'm Imansha Agarwal. Welcome you all to the digital media platform of Uday India. Here are today's main highlights. PM Modi commissioned INS Vikrant today. The first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant, was today officially launched by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. The new naval ensign, Nishan, which sheds the colonial past and honors the rich Indian maritime tradition, was also unveiled by the Prime Minister during the occasion. The Prime Minister stated that everyone in India is witnessing the dawn of a new future while speaking on this occasion. This event took place on the INS. Vikrant is a testament to India's rising energies on the global stage. We are witnessing the realization of freedom warriors' ideal of a strong and capable India, he claimed. Vikrant, the Prime Minister exclaimed, is enormous, immense, and tremendous. It is both distinctive and unique. A further said, Vikrant is not just a warship. This is a testament to hard work, talent, influence, and commitment of India in the 21st century. If the goals are distant, the journeys are long, the ocean and the challenges are endless, then Vikrant is the answer. The incomparable Amrit of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is Vikrant. Vikrant is unique reflection of India becoming self-reliant. And now the news of Tejas Mark II project approved by CCS. Tejas Mark II project has been approved by the Cabinet Committee on Security. Tejas Mark II fighter jets design and development, including prototypes, flight testing, and certification, will be funded by 6,500 crore rupees from the CCS. The funding is in addition to the 2,500 crore rupees already approved for HAL. A number of improvements to Tejas flight and combat skills will be included in the upgraded model. Tejas 2.0 will have stronger GE F414 engines in the 98 kN thrust class than the current Tejas, enabling it to carry greater payload and weaponry and expand its range of flight. Tejas Mark II jet will have a 4-ton payload capacity as opposed to current model 3 tons. Delhi LG has slammed Arvind Kejriwal. According to Lieutenant Governor Vinay Kumar Saxena, in accordance with the constitution and his obligations to the people of Delhi, he raised concerns about serious anomalies in the excise policy, which were subsequently rectified by the cabinet, which was held by which was led by the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Mr. Saxena claimed that in a series of tweets, he also brought up the excessive delay of 2.5 years in taking action on the CVC report on irregularities in the classroom construction in Delhi government schools, files that were not signed by Mr. Kejriwal, and the lack of timely CAG audits in state universities. He added that there were other problems such as inability to get cabinet notes after cabinet meetings and the lack of water in foreign missions. Mr. Saxena stated that he had anticipated Mr. Kejriwal would approach these issues with appropriate attitude. Unfortunately, he claimed the response has only consisted of deceitful cover for the offensive and unjustified personal attack against him. Karnataka seer has been arrested following an FIR. In Karnataka, Shivmurthy Muruga Sharnaru, the head of the Muruga Mutt, was detained last night after lodging of POXO Act FIR against him. 6 days after FIR was filed under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, accusing Shivmurthy of sexually assaulting youngsters, he was taken into custody. He is suspected of sexually assaulting two young high school girls in the Chitradurga district at a dormitory managed by his monastery. Before being arrested, Shivmurthy, according to the police, was transported to the district hospital for a medical checkup. Last night, he was brought before a court which remanded him to 14 days of judicial custody. He was then brought to the Chitradurga district jail. Next one is coming up from Madhya Pradesh. Finally, Stone Man has been arrested by police in Madhya Pradesh. A town in MP was on high alert because the reputed serial killer Stone Man, who allegedly kills only at night, was still at large. From the Sagar district, four incidents with the same attack pattern were documented, including three in the last 3 nights. They were all killed by having their heads bashed with a hammer, spade, or stones. According to sources, a CCTV image showed the accused wearing a white shirt and shorts. The Madhya Pradesh police formed numerous squads to find the suspect and set a reward of 20,000 rupees for his capture. Based on the details given by the most recent victim of the serial killer and the CCTV footage obtained from the locations of the crimes, a drawing of the suspect was also made public. Next news is a bit shocking incident from Odisha, where a Padma Shri awardee was made to dance in hospital. While the Padma Shri honoree was being treated in Cuttack, Odisha, a social worker allegedly made her dance inside the hospital. 71-year-old Kamla Pujari was hospitalized for treatment of a kidney condition. The Padma Shri recipient is a member of the Parja tribe in Odisha, and they have filed a complaint against the social worker who had Miss Pujari dance in the government hospital's intensive care unit. Social media users shared a video of the elderly person dancing in the hospital extensively. The agency was unable to independently confirm the validity of the video. Prior to Ms. Pujari's medical discharge, the social worker Mamta Behra was seen dancing with her. Moving on to the next one. Anger and cries for action have been raised in response to a video purporting to show an Aam Aadmi Party MLA in Punjab being slapped by her husband in public. The Punjab MLA Baljinder Kaur is allegedly slapped by her husband, an AAP leader, at their home in the video. The husband, Sukhraj Singh, abruptly hits Miss Kaur in a fit of passion as the two are seen bickering in front of a few other people. At that moment, he is being dragged away by others. A CCTV camera located close to the couple's house in Talwandi Sabo captured the incident. The 50-second video was recorded on July 10 but has just surfaced now. AAP, which controls Punjab, has not responded to the video. A two-member team of the legislature from Talwandi Sabo, Baljinder Kaur, has refused to file a complaint. Six persons killed as a car mowed down in Gujarat's Aravali district. This one is a disturbing news. In Gujarat, nearly six persons were killed and six others injured after a car mowed down a group of devotees in Aravali district this morning. The accident took place near Krishnapuri village in Malpur taluka of Aravali. According to police, the devotees were heading towards Ambaji temple on foot to attend Bhadarvi Poonam fair. Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel has expressed his deepest condolences to the families of the victims. Mr. Patel announced an ex gratia grant of 4 lakh rupees for each deceased from the CM's relief fund and 50,000 rupees for the injured. The Chief Minister has asked Aravali District Collector to ensure necessary medical treatment for the injured. Let's move to international news now. Assassination has been attempted on Argentina's vice president. According to Security Minister Anibal Fernandez, a man was detained in Argentina on Thursday after he allegedly pointed a gun at Vice President Cristina Kirchner. As the vice president got out of the car, taking her home in Buenos Aires, images on several television stations showed the man leveling a gun at her head close from range. According to Fernandez, the forensic police team will now examine fingerprints to get more data. Since last week, hundreds of protesters have congregated in front of Kirchner's house, where she is charged with granting public works contracts in her Patagonia stronghold improperly. The former president, who presided from 2007 to 2015, has been asked to serve 12 years in prison and be barred from politics for the rest of her natural life. Connor is the Senate president and enjoys parliamentary immunity. Next one is coming up from Britain. Liz Truss is set to become Britain PM. Prior to the conclusion of voting by Conservative Party members on Friday, Liz Truss appeared certain to become the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom after a taxing statewide campaign that included 12 hustings and three televised debates. Before Prime Minister Boris Johnson formally presents his resignation to Queen Elizabeth II the next day, the outcome of the summer long campaign pitting the Foreign Secretary against the former Chancellor Rishi Sunak will be made public on Monday. Early in August, a month after Johnson announced his resignation, the estimated 2 million Tory members began voting via mail and online. Voting ends at 5 p.m. In member polling, Truss gets resounding support over Sunak. Next news is from our neighbor. Pak PM has thanked PM Narendra Modi. Shehbaz Sharif, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, thanked his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi for his concern over the material and human losses brought on by the disastrous floods and assured him that his nation will overcome the negative impacts of the natural disaster. Over 1,100 people have died in Pakistan as a result of floods brought on by the unusually heavy monsoon rains, which have forced 33 million people, or one seventh of nation's population, from their homes. I thank Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for condolences over the human and material losses caused by the floods. With their characteristic resilience, the people of Pakistan shall, inshallah, overcome the adverse effects of this natural calamity, rebuild their lives and communities, Mr. Sharif said in a tweet. Bangladesh PM Sheikh Hasina to visit India from September 5. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will be on a 4-day visit to India from the 5th of this month. Briefing media in New Delhi, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Aridam Bagchi said during the visit, the Bangladesh Prime Minister will call on President Draupadi Murmu and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. He said Ms. Hasina will hold bilateral consultations with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar will call on the visiting dignitary. Ms. Hasina is likely to visit Ajmer. In the recent years, both sides have sustained a high level of engagement, including at the highest level. MEA spokesperson said the visit of Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will further strengthen the multifaceted relationship between the two countries based on strong historical and cultural ties, mutual trust, and understanding. Last news of the segment today. Russian oil magnate has died mysteriously after Russian media reported that its chairman, Ravel Maganov, had died after falling out of a hospital window. The Russian energy company Lukoil announced that he had passed away after a serious illness. After Moscow dispatched forces to pro Western nation in February, Lukoil was one of the few significant Russian corporations to call for an end to the violence in Ukraine. The Lukoil board expressed its sympathies to those impacted by the tragedy and urged for an immediate halt to the violence in a state of the time. Without elaborating, Lukoil only said, "We truly regret to announce that Ravel Magnov died following a serious illness." Magnov died after reportedly jumping out of a window at the Central Clinical Hospital, according to several Russian media reports. That's all for the day. Stay tuned with us for more updates. Jai Hind.